Hi everybody, welcome to Raising Sipho to Sisakhona guys kule channel, but obviously, busy, so it's hard to post. I even have vlogs that I haven't edited. Some I even deleted by mistake. Oh, it's been a lot, but we are here, you guys. Listen, today I was at the hospital. I went to the hospital, but it was so hard to vlog because we were rushing. We went very early in the morning because Sipho's dad couldn't get time off today. So we were rushing, we were trying to be as early as possible. Usually we are relaxed about going to the hospital. If we get there at 12, around them taking their lunch, let them take their lunch, you know. So today we wanted to be like the first group to be at the hospital. And yes, you guys, because we also needed the medication, guys, support. But I'm having some issues too, you guys. I know I haven't spoken about them on this channel, and it really is wrong that I haven't, because this channel is about sharing my journey. But we've been having issues where we will be feeling like she's in pain, but we're not sure, where the pain is on her body. We know it's likely on her left, but there's no bruise, nothing, because I even thought maybe bawile no auntie, because that can happen too, just as a mistake. And auntie says nothing happened, and there isn't any bruise. And yeah, so we had to go to the hospital. We saw the doctor. They adjusted her medication, her muscle relaxants, and we're going to see if that helps. And it's very difficult to put clothes on her upper body right now, because she just makes her body too stiff for you to put clothes on. So yeah, we're still trying to figure out what is an issue. Otherwise, she's okay. If that part, we don't even know what parts, because if it's touched but we don't know what it is, then she's screaming and she doesn't want you to touch you. Other than that, she's normal. She's playing. She's okay. Now, you guys, yeah, so they adjusted her medication for muscle relaxants, and it could be that she's growing. And actually, we were talking about getting her a new wheelchair. I think it's time. uh, this one still fits her, you guys, because when we got this wheelchair, it was bigger than her. And that was what the physio had said when we were getting it. It's just get it because it's going to last you longer. We'll make some adjustments as she's growing. So it's still okay in terms of the size of the wheelchair. But I feel like it doesn't accommodate certain places, like the way that she put her feet. That's why we've even put towels there. And I feel like now, for some time they were working, now they're not. So I just want to go and see if we can get something that really accommodates that part of her feet. That's why we even had to get the splints. So anyway, that's not what I wanted to talk about. But Sipho is doing okay, you guys. Just the normal things that we have to deal with. I think as soon as we figure out where the pain is coming from, if it's really because of the medication, because she's grown and she needs a little bit more, then maybe in a week's time we'll see the difference. If we don't, then we'll have to go back. We went to King Edward Hospital, but because that's where most of the doctors are. But we might have to go private too if we feel like, because at the public hospital they have the resources, but they take time to get to. They take their time. They will try this, they will try that, they will try that. Whereas with private, if you have a problem in private, because they are about business, okay, they are about eating your medical aid. In the private, what I've noticed in the private is that on that day that you come and you say, I have a problem, they do everything. They're going to do the x-ray, the CAT scan, the whatever, and you're going to pay until you have paid with your eyes and your ears and your legs and hands and whatever. But they will do every test that they can possibly do, because they want to get as much as they can from that one visit. So there's a difference between public and private. So private takes time, but they get there too, but they just take time. They would rather do one thing at a time and see if it works. If it doesn't, then they try something else. Then if it, okay, maybe we need to look at this. So if I feel like it's not working with the adjustment of the medication, I'll just see if I go and see her private doctor and just tell her what I have an issue. Maybe they can admit her and then we can do the tests in the hospital. We'll see. But hopefully we don't get there, you guys, because I'm very busy at work. And I'm very busy at work. I'm busy at school. I was even thinking, what was I doing with school? Because there's just so much. I have a test in like 2 weeks, and I don't even know what I say. And I have an assignment. Well, I submitted one assignment. The other one I'm halfway through, but the part that is left is a lot. It's like a bigger part of the assignment. So I'm hoping this year I don't have to deal with hospital admissions. But if it gets to that, we'll deal with it. So what I wanted to talk about, you guys, was that as a mom of a special needs child, there are things that you can see that makes a big difference to a special needs mom's life that other people might just think this is just a thing. This is just a thing, okay? Because for years and years now, when you take supposedly to the hospital, the hair now she can't get on a baby scale. You know that smallanyana one when you coloring your baby. As a long time, she can't get on that one. In fact, it would be better if they had a scale like that, but it was bigger, like an adult scale, but that looks like a baby. Because then, if a child has a physical disability, you can put them on that scale, but it's big enough for them. So she can't get on a baby scale, and then the adult scale, she can't stand on herself. She can't stand by herself. So akakwazi ukuthi now you will have to, they will do the thing ukuthi ukale wena the parent, and then you take her off the chair and you carry her, and for them to get the correct weight, for some time you have to stand there carrying her, and then you put her down, then they calculate, they take your weight, the total weight, they subtract your weight, and then they get her weight. And I always thought, if only they could have a scale where the wheelchair can just wheel into the scale, and they get usually every wheelchair has a weight thing on it. Somewhere it's written how much the wheelchair itself weighs. So then they can just take the weight of the wheelchair, and then every time she gets in but they've come up with I don't know if it's an even better solution, but it's a better solution than the normal scale, because I think generally in life, people that have disabilities have to adjust to whatever it is that is made for people without disabilities, which doesn't really make sense. Like, it doesn't really make sense. It's almost like, for an example, everybody can get on a wheelchair. Everybody can use a wheelchair, even when you don't want to use a wheelchair. But if I said get on a wheelchair and wheel yourself, you can wheel yourself, okay? But not everybody that needs a wheelchair can just walk. So the people that should be accommodated more are the people that can't do the other thing. But they seem to be, everything is accommodating the people that can actually do whatever. I don't know, you guys, if I'm explaining myself more. So now, I don't know where I was. Okay, so now, anyway, I'll put it up here, you guys, the scale that they came up with. I'm sure it's not like a new thing. Maybe they've had them in private hospitals. I think I haven't seen it, you guys. I haven't seen this weighing scale thing. It's like a wheelchair that a child can sit on, and then they get if she's sitting proper with her back on it, they can get a proper weight on it there. And I'm like, perfect. In fact, I even thought, because that thing should be movable from that wheelchair thing, and then they can just take it and put it on the child's wheelchair while the child is on her wheelchair. Put it on her wheelchair. They must just figure out a way. Don't put it on that one wheelchair, because we still need to move her from her wheelchair to that one. They get the skill and then you move her back. Better than what we used to do. But I just feel like that thing that gets the weight should be movable so they can put it on this wheelchair. But I was so happy to see that thing, you guys. I don't know, maybe in private they do have them, I haven't seen them, but what I've noticed about private hospitals, you guys, they don't really fuss about getting your weight unless they absolutely have to. So we've been to private with Sipho to where they don't really. It's not all the time that they need to get the weights. They will be like, but in public, like every whether they're going to need your weight or not, like every consultation you have to have, they take your weight, they take your BP, they take your whatever. So I haven't noticed as much in private because they don't fuss about it. Like not every time that you go to the doctor, they would only weigh you if they feel like they need to. Maybe they need to adjust your medication. Then they need your weight so they know how much medication to give to you. So I haven't had that struggle as much, but public I've had. So I was so happy, you guys. I was so happy to see it. I hope that they're going to have that in every room in every hospital for because it's not just for kids. You can use it for, I guess, depending on the size that they have, you can use it for adults as well that have disabilities. I was so excited. I do feel like you guys that public hospitals are trying to be to accommodate a little bit more. Okay, there's possibly people that are pushing for it that I don't know about, but for example, when you go to the hospital, a lot of the times people will assume that when you go to the hospital and you have a child with a wheelchair, you go to the front of the queue. But that is not a situation. When you go to the public hospital, you stand on the queue like everybody else, unless you will have to go and ask and say, "This is the issue I'm having." Okay, you have to say, "My child has been sitting on a wheelchair for too long now. Can I just?" And even that, you're not guaranteed that they would let you. So this time around, because we went to POPD, which is the children's clinic, because we still seeing doctors there. They still let us, even though there's still a conversation about where she's gonna be moved to, because they after 12 a child is supposed to be moved to adults clinic. But the doctors are kind of feeling like she can't really be moved to the adult clinic. She is 14, but at the same time, because of her condition, maybe she still needs to be treated at the children's clinic. But then there are certain things where they feel like it should be done in the adults now with her. That's another thing that even though we've got that skill now, I don't know if in the other clinic they have it. We might have to come to that clinic, weigh her, get the weight, and then go. So then, what was I saying? Oh yes. So we what was I saying, guys? So I'm saying that the hospitals are trying, I think, because even today, so we saw the doctor, went to the pharmacy because the clinic has its own pharmacy for children's clinic. Now, for the past 2 years, because Sipho said to turned 13 last year, no, 10, 14 last year, 13 the year before. So the past 2 years, we were not supposed to be going to that clinic still. Okay, there was a year where it was supposed to be our last day there, and they had said, okay, so last day here because she's older now. But then they decided. But I did bribe them because I bought them a present there at the clinic, and bought them a nice card that day when we were supposed to say goodbye. They ended up not saying goodbye. So they said we must come back. So now when I'm trying to get the medication, they're like, no, now you have to get the medication at the adults pharmacy. And I'm like, what difference does it make? Just give it's the same pills. It's the same pills, but I was like, those people at the pharmacy have been so good. I couldn't even fuss about it. I could have to be like, I'm already here. Now you want me to wheel with my child to the other pharmacy? We're already here, whatever. I was like, let me just go. I don't know. Because that's how they work. I don't know, guys. But the pill, I could see the pills, they're right there. You can just give them to me. But then I was like, okay, let's not be difficult. We went. So when we went to the other pharmacy, you guys, I've been to that pharmacy, the other pharmacy, because even when they don't have the medication at the other pharmacy for the kids clinic, they will send you there. And you usually go and give them your card, even if they can see you are with the child with the wheelchair here. You go and that pharmacy is usually very full, and you have to wait. Even if you go to them and tell them, they'll be like, "Hey, this is a hospital. Most people are on wheelchairs." So, but there today, when we went to the pharmacy, we got there. went to, they said we must go to window number one. We go to window number one. Immediately, because the lady was about to give me a number to go to say I must go sit down. And then immediately when she saw that I was with Sipho, she was like, "Oh, is the child with the wheelchair with you?" And I was like, "Yes." And does the file belong to her? And I was like, "Yes." And then she changed the number, gave me a different number, and she pointed to a different window. So I go to that window. Now the lady is supposed to just take the number. Under normal circumstances, she takes the number, and then you wait until she calls. No, she takes the card, then you wait until she calls the number, then you come up. She takes the file, but then also when she says she's like, "Oh, is this a file with a child for a child with a wheelchair?" And I was like, "Yes." And then she was like, "Okay, no, just wait here. Don't sit." I think she was like, "Okay, no, I'll give you the medication. Just sit for a little while, while I collect the medication." So I sit, but she did it right there, even though there were a few people waiting. So there are things like that, you guys, that are they are working out at public hospitals, which I feel like are much appreciated. Of course, it's very far from being perfect, you know. There's just an obviously there's a part thing where we will support to the clinic, and we were talking about how there's just a part of it where it didn't have come out. So and now you have to go to the side of it to pass because I can't begila on the path where the wheelchair is supposed to be. That thing has been like that for years. We were laughing actually today when we saw it. We were like, this thing has been like this way. You mean there's nobody that can come and put this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know, blocks here, and then so that the thing can be flat, nobody, you know. But I do feel like you guys are trying. I don't want to lie. From what I've seen, they are trying to be accommodating, but it's a long way from being perfect. Yes, you guys. So that was my experience at the hospital. A good one. We saw a very good doctor. And yeah, we're going to pray that they still call us back to that clinic. So they just gave us medication and repeats for medication because they are still not sure. They're saying they're changing the way that they're working at the clinic. So they're trying to figure out what's where does supposed to fit. But guys, listen, as long as I can still use the public hospital, I will use it, okay? Because I feel like it just doesn't make sense for you to go pay for the medication, pay for the whatever, when they can give it for free. And I am a taxpayer. Also, you guys, another thing. Hey, how can I forget this one? No, you guys, I was reading the article the other time where they were saying in Johannesburg, people were complaining that they're being made to pay at hospitals. We've had a fee at public hospitals, you guys, but the normal, the procedure has always been you just say, I don't have money, and they put you through. And then if a child gets a SASA grant, then, they don't let you pay. Guys, it has changed. Don't go to the hospital without money now. Apparently, we were supposed to pay 90 Rand. It's hey, 90 Rand, kuphi manje. No, hey. They even ask you for your medical aid card now. I'm like, hey. Nangu Ramaphosa. Nangu Ramaphosa. Guys, they ask for a medical. I'm like, I'm not giving them my medical aid card because what they're going to do? They're going to charge me the medical aid rates. And why am I here? Then I might as well have gone to, the private doctor. I'm like, no, you're not getting my medical aid card. My 90 Rand. And I was like, you know what? Let's pay the 90 Rand. Did I say 99 Rand or 90 Rand? Let's pay 99 Rand. Suppose that is that we're not paying no 99 Rand here. I was like, so what do you need to do to not pay? The guy's like, no, the people that don't pay is only if a child gets us. It's like, okay, next time we'll bring it as a card. But we didn't know we have to bring it today. Guys, so I'm going to pay tax. I'm going to pay tax, and then I'm going to go to the hospital and pay. You mean to tell me that's what is going to happen right now? Guys, remember that when we go and vote. It is ingathi this time. It's a specific cross. Remember that. Now we are paying tax for them to be able to maintain the hospital and provide medication and all of that. But we must also pay them. We pay them, but we must also pay. We pay tax from our salaries. You see, pay as you earn. They take it. The government takes it. Then you go to groceries. They also take part of your money for your kids. You are trying to buy food for your kids. They take it. You know how they take it? The vets, they take it. Mase uya esibhedlela futhi usukhokhile phela usukhokhela usikhokhela esibhedlela usikhokhela esibhedlela through your pays you earn, usikhokhela esibhedlela through your vet, usikhokhela esibhedlela through your company tax if you have a company, because even companies nani niyakhokha 35% manje of your profits. Uyabona nje ubukhokhile usazokhokha uzesibhedlela uzokhokha. Kuthiwa-ke ama-non-South Africans they must pay 400 to 450. I'm like, yeah, South Africa. I'm like, Ramaphosa, guys. And the land Bayans are very sneaky. And they talk about it as if it's something that has been there forever. You're very coco. They don't want to make it a big deal because we are heading for the elections. So they don't want to make it seem like it's a big deal now. But guys, they're serious about it. Have 100 rand in your bag when you go to the hospital because they will ask you for it. Okay. And they're going to pretend as if it's something that has been there for like forever. We know it was there kind of, but it was like, oh, you are sebenza now, sebenza and sebenza, you know. Now they're like, now most of sebenza, but yeah, but you do get 350, you get 100. They pay you 350 and then they take 100 rand from 350 for your health. Ramaphosa. And the reason they're not making a big deal about it is because we are heading for elections. I did see an article and they were talking about Gauteng, and I was like, this thing, I'm sure he has a KZN. It's here, you guys. Anyway, guys, other than that, I do feel like you guys, each year it does feel like, you know, the hospitals are working on, you know, getting better in the public sector. You know, they might not have the medication you need, but at least they are nicer to you. Because we are still in South Africa. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please do not forget to subscribe and also like it. This is Sipho, okay?